Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. MasterClass, an online platform where you can watch famous people deliver video tutorials for $180 a year, recently debuted a course on the topic of resilience. It began with a close-up shot of a weathered oval desk. We hear paper shuffling, birds chirping, the voices of an ethereal choir. A woman's hand drift across the policy document. As white light flares through a garden window, Hillary Clinton appears. She wears a serene smile and a magenta blouse. It feels like she's back from the dead. Clinton's 16 video lessons in resilience and largely tenuous. One is about the Magenta organisation, but the whole exercise builds to a rattling unease. The course climates with Clinton reciting her unused presidential victory speech from 2016. Holding the text in her lap like a storybook, she seems to be impersonating a lost version of herself. She is accessing a faintly smug, terrible, naive Hillary Clinton, as if practicing in front of a mirror for a moment that would never arrive. It's the kind of humiliating growth exercise you might spy through the keyhole of a therapist's office. Even as Clinton has styled herself as an influencer on the subject of carrying on, it feels as if she's being held hostage by the past, compelled to relive her defeat again and again. This is actually a very 2021 way to be. Popular culture is saturated with famous figures playing their past shells, revisiting old haunts and resurrecting buried personal histories. This year, Taylor Swift began releasing note-for-note re-recordings of her early albums in a bid to reclaim control of her catalogue after her adversary Scooter Braun assumed ownerships of her masters and sold them to an investment fund. The cast of Friends reunited in an eerie replica of Central Park, while the original real-world roommates returned to the Manhattan loft they shared in 1992. And celebrities have folded TikTok, grovelling to fans with corny reenactments. Rena Rhodes poorly lip-syncs a bit of his 2005 rom-com Just Friends, while Zooey Deschanel eagerly replicates her song and dance from the New Girl opening credits. I thought we had reached peak pop culture nostalgia a decade ago, where an endless buffet of 1990s kid euphoria was rewarmed for digital consumption, and a sepia Instagram filter can convert last night's party photos into an instant retrospective. But there is something unexpectedly charged about this development, which invites us to watch a person squeeze back into their old skin. The literalness of the exercise emphasizes the slipperiness of time, shining a garnished spotlight of mortality and leading a tragic depth into the most final of reunion specials. Even the cringy TikToks have a measure of profanity, as aging celebrities play their younger selves to appear even younger audiences, all set up on a perpetual loop. The imperative of streaming boom is to turn the concept spigot to full blast, but that makes content seem forgettable and cheap. So now producers are resurrecting properties from when content was scarce enough to feel precious, and inviting us to watch the associated celebrities infuse them with their auras. Like the doomed characters on Lost who managed to escape their spooky island only to feel compelled to return, the financial pull of existing IP is often too strong for famous people to resist. These reenactments and self-impersonation represents the latest turn in the entertainment industry's rapacious churn, as it mimes psychodrama from the very process of rebooting culture. It all reminds me of a different kind of reenactment, this year's documentary Possession, which concerns 6 men who have survived child sexual abuse in a Catholic church. With the help of a drama therapist and the documentary Robert Greene, they revisit the scenes of the crimes, act out fictionalized versions of the memories of the film them. One of the men recreates a priest's quarters, paints it all white, then destroys it with a sledgehammer. Another hunts down a priest's old lake house and walks the overgrown path that has led to his rape. Their hope is that by physicalizing these traumatic incidences, they can reconstruct their memories and dispel their power. These Hollywood and reenactments also have a sheen of exposure therapy, conjuring old dramas through the sense memory. Friends the Reunion on HBO Max emphasizes the production's precise rebuilding of sets. As soon as Jennifer Aniston crosses the threshold of replicated apartment of her character Rachel Green, tears are in her eyes. Later, she would say that she was so walloped by memories. The end of Friends overlapped with the dissolution of her marriage to Brad Pitt. Then she paused filming to pull herself together. Aniston's tabloid persona is haunted by her past romantic lies, and the scenario felt designed to rouse dormant narratives. Part of the lurid appeal of the reunion is watching the lightly debated spectacle of the cast assembling around a table to reenact old scripts, as if in a celebrity support group of exercising classic roles. Of course, the actual purpose is to prime viewers to revisit their own 90s memories via Friends episodes, which are now exclusively charging on HBO Max. On The Real World Homecoming on Paramount Plus, the fruition of the reunion springs from their reoccupation of the loft as they shared nearly 30 years ago. The housemates have hardly popped a bottle of Prosecco with a tense 1992 argument about racism between Becky, a white songwriter, and Kevin, a black activist, who is replayed for the group. The cast seems prepared to calmly reprocess this exchange, with the exception of Becky, now an alternative healer who goes by Rebecca, who instinctively springs back to her familiar defensive posture, protesting that she lost her skin colour through her experience dancing with a multi-ethnic troupe. So strong is the psychological pull of this place, she becomes convinced that she was actively set up as a scapegoat for white privilege as she scurries from the loft for good. Thanks for listening. For more celebrity news, please like, comment and subscribe.